Part of me wants to re-film that intro. Part of me knows it's a waste of time. It's about the seventh time I did it, and everything works as smooth as it's going to work. So, um, to recap, so I don't have to re-record, so I don't have to redo episode 1 of the playlist. Um, this link, the fastest and easiest way to get started with Docker on Windows, takes you to the community edition of Docker. Um, and then once you get that set up, just run this. I think the one thing I did forget to mention was the double lines is a Windows thing. So this is specifically, I've not had a Linux machine to practice on locally. I've mostly been on Windows. I've had a couple of Macs over the years, or access to a Mac. I've had a Mac Mini I really like. But to actually be, and I've got to the command line on both of those to kind of emulate Linux input, but I've never actually been on a Linux machine. But as I was learning Docker, and then I was getting ready to I was getting ready to do some DevOps. And it was like I had to build everything on the server. Well, yeah, I was building everything at Cloud9 in a Ubuntu 14.4, I guess, whatever that was called. That was so it went 14.4, 16.4, and 18.4. Those are the long-term stable. So I guess at a certain date in history there will be a Ubuntu 20.4 would be the next long-term stable, but I don't know what the date on that is. Anyways, I wanted to get up to date on current Ubuntu, and that's what this is. U1804. Actually, that's what this is. So Docker run a container named U1804, a detached interactive terminal, medium 6. Exploiting developer infrastructure is ridiculously easy. Yeah, it's, it is. That's why I wanted to focus on the basics. There's to me, like all the tutorials I was going through said don't try this in production. I was like, well, okay, but what am I supposed to do in production? So the more I looked at that, everything that you have to change in production kind of goes on at the Linux layer. Working at a LAMP, I had Apache, MySQL, and PHP, but I'd never actually, other than installing a few packages to make all this stuff work, I never really spent much time at the Linux layer. But all the tutorials said don't try this in production, and when I tried to research what it was that you had to change to make it work in production, most of that goes on down at the Linux layer. That's like as close. That's pretty much where the software meets the hardware. So, anyways, and Docker is kind of like if you're watching this video this far into it, you should know what Docker is. So, anyways, we're gonna run Ubuntu in a Docker shell. Oh, the double slash. That's what I was trying to get to. That's a Windows thing. And when you hover over it, it actually leads to a link that says you might see this if you have installed Git for Windows with Mises 2, for example, which I believe I did. That's what gives me the this on the terminal. It's what allows me to do this inside of not the LAMP. That's actually, they say you're supposed to start like with a joke. So the lewd lamp made me think of the Christmas Story lamp. So the leg lamp. I don't know this. E G. Yeah, that wouldn't work. So lewd lamp. And we've also got scrolling up. Basically, I need to be on chapter 2. That's what this episode's covering. Yeah, we did all this in chapter 1 in the first episode. Update, install sudo, install curl. Actually, I don't think I did install curl, but I will. I'll go ahead and do that just to get it out of the way. That's not what I want. That's actually episode number 1. I probably should put that in here somewhere. Go ahead and put that in the README while I've got it open. I'll just put it at the top for now. Nameless dead tweeted. There's a video link. That'll be available later. I'm just trying to get a list of what's going on locally in Docker before I run these commands. But this is the one I'll need. You can either follow the link or copy the code out of it. You don't want the $sign. So you want Docker to run a container named whatever you want to name it. I named it U1804. There we go. Images, containers. So this is the container I did in episode 1, and actually, so if I run this again, I'll probably get one that says it's already named that, but since I just copied it, I'll try it anyways to confirm. That's what the lab episodes are about. And I got the $sign. Oh, no, sorry. What? Alright, this is where my other episodes crashed. Well, it's not. It might just be batteries on the keyboard. Let me try this again. Since I didn't have it on the keyboard already, this is the main one I need to run, just to start it. Okay. So I thought I copied it for pasting and I didn't, but it should just start that one back up. If you see, it's a red dot right now. And now it says U1804. So now it's running. And then the next command, make this terminal smaller so I can see more of what's going on. Okay, so we're back in the chapter 2 now. So it was just, if you followed along in episode 1, all you really needed was Docker start whatever you named your container. And now it's got a green light on it. And I could probably, I think, remove this image. Which again would probably be an episode 1 thing, but I didn't need it in episode 1, so we'll cover it now. I say episode 1, I guess chapter 1. It's just I rearranged his chapter 1 with chapter 13, so it's like different now that I'm doing it in the Docker shell. Remove image, Docker remove image. Not sure what the name of it is. Okay, Docker remove image. Docker for W. What does that do? Error, no such image. Let's try Docker images list. ID. That should be oh no. That's a SHA, never mind. take the shortcut. Two months ago. And center dockered. And center. So I think that's just the. Dockered. Alright, I think I can delete this. I was just trying to do it by code instead of by, like the UI. Remove image. Alright. But I think this one pulls from that one. I think that one's, I don't know. I guess technically I could probably even delete both of them. It's like this is a composite of both of them, so let's try that just for the experiment's sake. If I remove both of these, enable, okay, it can't delete because this one's running off of it, I guess. Code 409 conflict. Unable to delete, cannot be forced, images being used. Okay, so the other one wasn't being used apparently. I just don't know the exact name to put in for removing it from the command prompt. Should be a name for the image. An ID for the image, I guess, I don't know. Like here, the image name. It's pulling from the image, Ubuntu 1804. I can't see it now. So, I don't know. It don't matter. It's not what I was really worried about for now. Let's move on. Got it started. So the next thing would be to attach to it.